Have you ever tried convincing somebody to do something that they do not want to do? For instance, have you ever been around somebody who's sick, running a fever, coughing, body aches, you know it's the flu, but they refuse to go to the doctor, to the urgent care, to the ER, wherever it may be. They refuse to go. What do you do about somebody who has issues with neuropathy and diabetes, but refuse to take insulin shots, refuse to eat correctly? What do you do in a case like that? What do you do in a case of a child who has a loose tooth, but doesn't let you go anywhere near her mouth to remove the tooth? What do you do in that case? What we do is we try to convince the person of the dangers that they're coming in contact with if they refuse to accept the help that's being given to them. The dangers of losing a toe, the dangers of catching pneumonia from a flu, and with the flus that are going around nowadays, they can be fatal. But we have to convince these persons, these people, that they need to get the help that their body needs. What do you do with someone who refuses to accept Jesus into their hearts? The dangers of losing one's soul forever. How do we convince them of that? I think that is the hardest one of all. I can get somebody to the doctor. I can get somebody to call the ambulance. I can get a child to allow me to put my fingers in her mouth and pull her tooth. But can I get someone to accept Jesus Christ as their personal Savior? To me, it's the easiest thing to do. But it's the hardest one to convince people. Why is that? I have no idea why people refuse to accept Jesus Christ as their Savior when all He can do is good. There's no wrong that comes from it. The best thing you can do is accept the help that's being given to you. The help that you need from a doctor in the ER that can give you plenty of fluids, that can give you an IV if needed. A podiatrist who can debride an ulcerated toe so that you don't lose that part of your body. To the person who accepts Jesus Christ so that you don't spend eternity in torment. These are a few things that we encounter on a daily basis. And we need to know and we need to have information so that when we try to get that person to the doctor, we can say, look, if you don't get to the doctor and see about this toe, your toe just may turn black and fall off. If we can't get this child to allow us to pull her tooth, she may just grow a new one underneath it. Or it may fall out while she's eating and she can swallow it. And then how is the tooth fairy going to bring her any money? How are we going to live without Jesus Christ? That's the biggest question of all. How are we going to live without Jesus Christ? And we need to know. And we need to give these people the information that we have so that they can save their own lives. If the man with the flu doesn't listen to what I have to say about the flu, he just may die at home with the flu. But at what point does he say, okay, call my doctor? That's the point when you've convinced him, when you've persuaded him to get help, to get the treatment that he needs. I think every day we come encounter with different situations where we need to convince a person, persuade them that the things that they need to do are the right things. And convince them that we do these things because we care and that we love them.